Senna versus Prost, Schumacher versus Hill, Hamilton versus Rosberg, those were all great rivalries, but they were nothing compared to this one. Formula One fans, buckle up. The 2021 season was an absolute roller coaster, filled with breathtaking battles, heart-stopping crashes, and one of the most controversial finales in F1 history. Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion, versus Max Verstappen, the young, fearless challenger, hungry for his first title. This was more than just a season. It was war on wheels. The season begun in Bahrain, and so did the rivalry. Verstappen, with a blistering Red Bull, started from pole and looked set for victory. But Hamilton, using smart strategy and tire management, kept himself in contention. In the final laps, Verstappen caught Hamilton and passed him around the outside of turn 3, but in doing so, exceeded track limits. Race control ordered him to give the position back, and Hamilton, under immense pressure, defended flawlessly to take victory by just half a second. The battle had begun. Rain turned the race into pure chaos at Imola. Verstappen made an aggressive start from third, immediately passing Perez and forcing his way past Hamilton into turn 1, splashing through the wet track to take the lead. Midway through the race, Hamilton made a rare mistake, sliding off into the gravel while lapping traffic. Just when it seemed over for him, a red flag due to a massive crash involving Bottas and Russell gave him a second chance. Hamilton fought back from 9th place to finish second, but Verstappen's dominant wet weather performance made a statement. He was here to fight for the title. Hamilton won 2 of the next 3 races, and Verstappen won, but he maintained a narrow 4-point lead after round 5. The race in Baku was a roller coaster of drama and surprises. Max Verstappen crashed out from the lead due to a tire failure, and Lewis Hamilton locked up at the restart, leaving Sergio Perez to claim his first victory for Red Bull Racing. Verstappen dominated the next 3 races in France and 2 back-to-back Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. He started from pole, led every lap, and got the fastest lap in the Austrian GP. It was his first Grand Slam in F1. Verstappen's dominance in these 3 races made it seem like the title was slipping away from Mercedes. Now he was leading with 32 more points than Hamilton. The British GP marked the beginning of the F1 sprint races. Hamilton took pole, but Verstappen swooped past him at the start, defended Hamilton off, and took victory at F1's first ever sprint race, which meant he started the Grand Prix from pole. Verstappen kept the lead, but he was wheel-to-wheel with Hamilton at almost every corner until they approached Copse at nearly 180 miles per hour. Though Verstappen was ahead at the apex, Hamilton did not back down from a fight, which caused a collision at high speed, sending Verstappen flying into the barriers with a massive 51G impact. The race was red flagged, and Hamilton received a 10-second time penalty, but, in front of his home crowd, staged a stunning comeback to win in a fascinating display of racecraft. Red Bull accused Hamilton of reckless driving, while Mercedes defended the move as hard racing. The gloves were off. Hungary saw Esteban Ocon secure his first F1 victory, while Lewis Hamilton to finish second, and Max Verstappen, hindered by damage due to a crash at turn 1, finished 9th, letting Hamilton take back the championship lead. In Belgium, heavy rain led to a farcical race, with Max Verstappen declared the winner after just 1 safety car lap, joined on the podium by a surprising P2 for George Russell in a Williams, and Lewis Hamilton. The Dutch Grand Prix marked Verstappen's dominant return to form as he triumphed on home soil, reclaiming the championship lead, with Hamilton finishing second. The rivalry boiled over again at Monza. Ricciardo had the lead with Verstappen right behind. Hamilton had passed Norris for 3rd place, and he came close with Verstappen at turn 4. Both drivers had slow pit stops, which put them alongside each other into turn 1. Then, this happened.
To the first chicane once again, it's wheel to wheel, Hamilton and Verstappen, and this time Verstappen and Hamilton have crashed out, and they are both out!
Verstappen, refusing to yield, had to go over the sausage curbs and onto the top of Hamilton's Mercedes, with the halo preventing a major injury. Both were out of the race, marking another flashpoint in their championship fight. Meanwhile, McLaren, continuing their good performances, finished with a sensational 1-2. Lando Norris took his first pole position at the Russian Grand Prix. It looked like he'd win his first ever race in F1, but it started to rain in the final laps. Norris didn't want to pit for inters, but as he slid off the road, he had no other choice and didn't even finish on the podium. In Turkey, Bottas fought hard to clinch his first and only victory of the season, ahead of the two Red Bulls and Hamilton in fourth. Hamilton had the lead in the United States GP, but pitting first, Verstappen took the lead and never looked back. Verstappen had a great start in Mexico and took the lead from third at the first turn. He was leading since then and dominated. Perez finished third behind Hamilton to be the first Mexican driver ever to finish on the podium in Mexico. Brazil was Hamilton's defining moment of the season, a weekend of sheer brilliance and controversy. After being disqualified from qualifying and forced to start from the back for the sprint race, Hamilton made an incredible recovery drive to start the race fifth. After being awarded a 5-place grid penalty, he hunted down his title rival from 10th, and in one of the most aggressive battles of the season, the Dutchman forced him off the track. No penalty was given, but Hamilton wasn't done. He came back, passed Verstappen cleanly, and took an emotional victory. It was one of the greatest comeback drives in F1 history, proving why Hamilton is a 7-time world champion. Hamilton won in Qatar from Verstappen to be 8 points behind him in the championship, which meant Verstappen needed 18 more points than Hamilton in Saudi Arabia to win the championship. The penultimate round in Saudi Arabia was pure madness. The Jeddah Corniche circuit, a high-speed street track, was a recipe for disaster. The race saw multiple red flags, dramatic restarts, and heated battles between Hamilton and Verstappen. The most controversial moment came when Verstappen, ordered to give Hamilton the lead for going off track, slowed down. Hamilton, who was tucked behind him, failing to slow down in time, unexpectedly made contact with the back of the Red Bull. Hamilton passed again for the lead and held his nerve to take the win, setting up a winner-takes-it-all finale in Abu Dhabi. Verstappen out-qualified Hamilton to take pole position in Abu Dhabi, but a dream start for Lewis Hamilton meant he was in the lead. Verstappen attempted a late dive bomb move into turn 6. Hamilton left the track and surprisingly wasn't forced to hand the place to Verstappen. After Hamilton's pit stop, he was 11 seconds ahead of Verstappen. But Perez, who hadn't pitted, was in the lead and backed Hamilton off, making their lap time 7 seconds slower than Verstappen's. When Verstappen was within 1.5 seconds, Hamilton passed Perez, and since then, dominated most of the race, his 8th title within reach, until a crash from Latifi brought the safety car out in the last laps of the Grand Prix. Verstappen pitted for fresh softs, but Hamilton, in risk of losing track position to him, didn't pit. With just one lap remaining, race director Michael Masi made the shocking decision to allow only some lapped cars to unlap themselves, putting Verstappen wheel to wheel with Hamilton. There was just the last lap left when the safety car came in. Hamilton had to defend Verstappen for just a lap to earn a record-breaking 8th title. But when they approached turn 5, the moment came.
It's Verstappen, far enough back, he's going to make the lunge down the inside. Hamilton sees it coming. It's a late lunge by Verstappen, who takes the lead of the race.
Verstappen defended off Hamilton to win his first ever world championship. The crowd erupted, Mercedes protested, and F1 history was rewritten in the most dramatic fashion possible. Some called it the greatest title fight of all time. Others called it the biggest injustice in F1 history. The debates raged on long after the checkered flag fell. Was Verstappen a worthy champion? Was Hamilton robbed of his 8th title? Whatever your opinion is, one thing is certain. 2021 was a season like no other. So, what do you think? Was this the most epic season in F1 history? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more adrenaline-fueled F1 content.